Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A volcanic eruption cancels some flights to and from Saipan. Also tonight, the cause of an accident at IPI is determined. And some culture is represented in the building of a new sports complex. We have the details. In sports, the Lady Dolphins delivered their school a championship plaque. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Hafa Day Tiruwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, January 13th, 2020. An eruption from the Taal volcano in the Philippines has two airlines canceling flights to and from Saipan. Here are the details.
Oh my God! Nakita ko! Oh my God!
Sunday evening, a volcano erupted 40 miles south of Manila in the Philippines, sending ash and rock into the air. According to the Weather Channel, 6,000 people were evacuated as soon as the volcano hit, canceling flights to and from Manila. But flights to the Philippines is not the only cancellation. Here in Saipan, Skymark Airlines and Jeju Air have also canceled flights for the day to and from the island due to the volcanic ash.
Because of the volcanic action, it had a lot of ash and so on, and also the jet stream, the wind is blowing from that direction towards this direction, so that's going to make the very bad effect. And in view of the flight safety, we are not really able to fly. Not only the visual type of things, but also the ash, the volcanic ash, to be into the engine and so on. So very unfortunately.
Skymark had to cancel the outbound and inbound flights for the day, causing 280 passengers to reschedule.
We had to cancel the inbound flight to Saipan, and that means that we also need to cancel the outbound flight to return back to Tokyo.
And according to Jeju Air, this morning about 170 passengers had to reschedule. A representative from Jeju states they got a notice around 9 a.m. this morning that the outbound flight for the day would be canceled. As for more cancellations starting tomorrow, it is unknown at this time.
Currently, we are hoping just for today only, but because of the acts of God, we really need to check the weather again for tomorrow as well. So our Flight Operation Control Center in Tokyo is currently checking the weather data.
John states as late as 7 a.m. Saipan time tomorrow is when confirmation will be given if more Skymark flights will be canceled, and Jeju Air will have confirmation by midnight. All passengers affected on the Skymark flight to and from Japan can reschedule by calling 1-833-225-7762. Those affected on Jeju flight can reschedule by calling +82 1-161-2626.
I'm hoping tomorrow the weather is fine. I mean, the volcanic action is okay, and hoping everyone can fly out tomorrow.
The recent accident at the casino got 3 locals injured, and 1 still remains at the hospital. Saliamis reports.
On Friday, January 10, the Department of Fire and Medical Services responded to the grounds of Imperial Pacific International after learning about a collapsed scaffolding at the construction site. DFIMS immediately treated the 3 patients at the scene and were brought to the hospital for further care. Governor Ralph Torres held a meeting on Saturday, January 11, with the DPS Commissioner, DFIMS Commissioner, Secretary of Public Works, and Secretary of Labor to review reports and discuss prevention actions. Press Secretary Kevin Bautista says site assessments are currently being conducted and construction work has been stopped.
DPW, as reported, has issued a stop work order as of Friday afternoon. So construction has paused. We will continue to ensure that that once it is safe for construction to continue, the stop order will remain. But at such time that the project is deemed safe, we will continue construction for the site. And this administration remains committed to ensure that the project is completed safely, and we will continue to effectively respond to any incident at one of the job sites around the scene of mine.
Bautista states the Commonwealth Casino Commission also arrived on site to determine the cause of the accident and monitor the impact on the overall gaming operations.
Just based off of DOL OSHA's assessment as well, our Department of Labor was able to also speak to their safety with the company's safety consultants and quality control managers to ensure that the full details about what actually happened at the construction site and what led to the collapse of the scaffolding accident. Our understanding through assessments from all of our enforcement agencies have determined that the collapsed scaffolding occurred as a result of some overloading. So a lot of that, we were directly talking to the company's quality control and safety consultants to ensure that in the future that a platform of that standpoint was ever placed in that position, that it would prevent it from happening again.
Bautista says 2 patients have been released from the hospital and 1 is still being treated.
As a government, our thoughts and prayers are with the workers who were involved in the accident on Friday, as well as with their families. On behalf of the Governor and Lieutenant Governor, we are grateful to our enforcement agencies, the Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services, the Department of Public Safety, and our first responders as well, from the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, from the Department of Public Works, from the CNMI Department of Labor and U.S. Department of Labor, and our OSHA sector, as well as all of our other first responders for providing medical attention and for a site assessment on the site to stop work until we deem the site safe and healthy for construction to continue.
In a press conference earlier today, DPS PIO Dre Pangilinan states that upon arrival at the scene, roadways were blocked, which made it difficult for medics to enter the site. DPS immediately cleared the roadways and assured everyone was at a safe distance from the scene.
So, we do want to remind people that if there is a time or if there is a place or time that, something or an incident has occurred and you do notice that people may be injured, please also be mindful of the emergency vehicles that are trying to make their way over to help and, respond to the scene.
This is Ali Lemus for KSPN News.
An attempted kidnapping took place at the Dandan bus stop last Friday, and officials from the Department of Public Safety are seeking your help in finding the suspect. Officers from DPS received a call around 6 p.m. Friday, reporting an attempted kidnapping earlier that day. The caller stated a gray-colored sedan pulled up near the bus stop, rolled down the passenger window, and asked the female minor to follow him to Garapan and Dandan. Officials from DPS state the suspect is described as having dark hair and spoke good English. The windows had dark tint, and there are scratches on the side of the vehicle. DPS is asking parents to speak with their children about the dangers of strangers when no familiar adults are around.
All units are actively looking for this vehicle. If the public knows any similar vehicle, once again, it's described as gray in color with a scratch. The license plate is unknown at this point because the female juvenile was frightened from that event or from that incident. And then the scratches also that were mentioned is on its side. That's the only information that we have right now.
If you have any information relating to the attempted kidnapping, or if someone you know has experienced a similar incident, call the CNMI Crime Stoppers at 234-7272. Lots of folks have big hopes for the makeover of an upgraded facility in Oleai. Sally Lemus has the details.
The Office of Planning and Development and the Department of Cultural and Community Affairs are working on a project that hits 3 birds with 1 stone. It is the CNMI Sports and Cultural Enhancement Tourism Project that will remodel the Oleai Sports Complex and the Civic Beach Park. KSPN speaks with DCCA Secretary Robert Hunter, who explains what their vision is for this massive proposal package.
If we have these 2 things in place, we'll be able to host large events like the Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture, big sporting events. They both complement each other. So we're excited. We're crossing our fingers that we get the EDA grant.
The proposal includes a major upgrade to the Oleai Sports Complex and a pedestrian bridge that will connect to the cultural event site. Hunter says the site encompasses of a main stage and concession booths, all typhoon-proof.
So we're also working with the IAO, the Indigenous Affairs Office, on that because they will have a permanent program going on at the site. And we're working with our Arts Council to set up a part of the site to accommodate our artists and cultural practitioners so that in between festivals and events they can utilize this for entrepreneurial activities so that something's always going down there at the site. And of course we have our Seafaring Traditions program, which is happening, and it is a tourist draw. We always see tourists around that. So that's going to continue. We have additional canoe houses included in the application for that program. So it's exciting.
Hunter says this project is vital and will support cultural activities all year round.
We can't hold a festival every month. If we have permanent logistics in place, stages, booths, restrooms, all of this stuff, we can have a festival every month. We can have the Breadfruit Festival, the Plumeria, whatever. And so there's something happening for our residents and for tourists all the time. In between festivals, you can go down and see art being made, purchase art, see cultural practitioners working. We're going to have a medicinal garden there, the canoe program, of course. We've also tied in 500 sails. And then, of course, there's the racing canoes so there'll be a whole kind of maritime, traditional maritime thing going on along the shoreline there.
OPD and DCCA, along with various partners, await approval from the U.S. Economic Development Administration. Hunter says competition is stiff, and if approved, this will be the largest single EDA grant ever made, amounting to $16 million. This is Sally Lemus for KSPN News.
Coming up, we have details about a new ride around the island. We'll call it Island Ride. Find out more after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. Hi, my love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Getting around Island will be a bit easier for those without a ride, as Island Ride is ready to kick off. Island Ride is ready for an official launch, a new ride-sharing platform created by Digital Saipan. And yes, we told you this would be kicking off back in October 2019, but due to some complications with investors from China, it was put on a bit of a delay. And marketing manager Robert Exley says they are ready to hit the road.
There's always complications when you're launching an app. We did have a few bumps, but the important news is that we're back on track.
This Friday, January 17th, Island Ride will be having the official launch at World Resort from 9 a.m. to noon, recruiting drivers and passengers for the shared ride experience.
We'll be hosting a launch event where we'll be giving out refreshments, some swag if you guys show up. We'll have some cool T-shirts maybe or bottles or some sort of swag. We'll be giving out gifts as well as telling people how to download the app, instructing them how to use the app, and signing up drivers. That's a big deal for us right there, as we need all the drivers we can get.
Similar to other popular ride shares like Uber and Lyft, Island Ride will be accessed through an app.
It's like the current ride shares, for example, Uber, Lyft, or in Guam, or in the Philippines, Grab, or Didi in China. It'd be similar to any of them, that they can just download the app and find a ride in their language going to where they want on the island.
And pricing for these rides will affect the market by the number of people using the app and the distance. Another launch that will be made by Digital Saipan is the Island Ride Store, which will act as an online vending system.
I will only talk briefly about that. We hope to see you on the 17th to do that, see more about that. But it would be, as easiest way to put it would be like Saipan's version of Craigslist meets maybe a little bit of Amazon or Taobao. That'll provide a local way to get what you want, and the big bonus is you can get it delivered by Island Ride for a small fee.
But that's not all. Exley says negotiations are being made with restaurants on Island, where getting your food delivered to your location will be an option. So if you are looking for a job or just some of the fun technology on the island, make your way to the Island Ride kickoff this Friday.
If you have any questions about driving, give me a call anytime at 287-9758. Or email me at robert@digitalsaipan.com. We're always happy to answer any of your questions while we're looking for new drivers.
On Guam, a female from Guam got sworn in as a U.S. ambassador in a country in Southeast Europe. And the opening of a new hotel in Guam is approaching. KUAM reports.
Half-a-day CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. Yuri Kim was sworn in today as the U.S. ambassador to the southern European nation of Albania. Kim was raised on island and is a graduate of the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. She has been a State Department Foreign Services officer for more than 2 decades and most recently served as director of the Office of Southern European Affairs. Some of those in attendance were former Guam Congresswoman Madeline Bordalio and former Guam Congressman Robert Underwood. The ceremony was held in Washington, D.C. 109 days and counting before the grand opening of Guam's newest high-rise hotel in the Tumon Tourist District. The Subaki Tower will open its doors on April 25th, and the general manager talked up the many amenities of the hotel at the presentation this week of the Rotary Club. He says parent company Ken Corp wanted to bring in a new higher standard luxury type hotel, which also represented Guam for its guests.
History of Guam, culture of Guam, and also people of Guam, how to combine those. Our customer, we want to let them go through with our product and the service and feel that what Guam is all about. And that's the concept we have. And we call that stay as a journey for the customer. And we call that journey as that Tsubaki journey, yes.
He says the tsubaki is the Japanese word for the camellia flower. The 27-floor hotel will feature several high-end restaurants and bars, and also a wedding chapel. Rooms are available for advance booking through the company's website. Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUAM.com or downloading the KUAM News app, available for iOS and Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Thank you, Adriana. Coming up, True Grit, a team that willed their ways to the final. Girls high school basketball. Watch the Visitors Channel online, on time, anytime at saipantv.com. Where to go, what to see, what to do, restaurants, spas, activities, and culture, it's all in one place, in high definition on your mobile device. saipantv.com. Check it out. Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the girls high school basketball championship was decided Saturday in the MHS gym by MHS for MHS. Oh, there were other teams playing for a while. This tournament started with 8 teams. Agape Christian School in red trying to sink the MHS JVs as the varsity was looking on. They opened up by downing Cagman High. The JVs score when the ball rolls in for Angeline Roligat. The Torch Bears the counter punch for Ruth's son. Janet Casarina joining the scoring party. ACS on the break. IVU somehow gets that shot to go in. MHS JVs go on to win this game. They also defeated Tinian and Saipan Southern High School. The Mount Carmel Knights and Putian Palacios Camacho taking on the Tinian Stallions. More from Putian. She gets into the lane and sinks the floater. FYI, KSPN Sports loves watching Gia Hemley. She's fearless, doesn't mind crashing into things. Fortunately, the floor is unbreakable. Yes, it's her style. Cruising for a bruise, and she hates losing. Tinian didn't get to play any games during the regular season for them. This two-day tourney was the whole empanada. This was their preseason, regular season, and postseason all wrapped into one burrito. Get your highlights here while you can, but both these teams were eliminated before it was time to eat bento. Well, one by one, teams fell by the wayside until only 2 were left standing. Apparently, the MHS JVs had reserved seats for the championship. Who knew? Well, Coach Preston Bossum, he's done a good job getting his young team improved game by game. The varsity, coached by Dan Wallach, so it was the JVs against the Vs, I guess you would say. Right off the opening tip, the JVs applied pressure and showed they would not be intimidated by these older girls. Leanne Acosta, she steals the ball from Paul and Joyce, only to have it stolen from her. Paul into Jamie Pangolin, up, in, and down. JVs with a lazy pass. Cedric Camacho, she's not lazy at all, always hustling, doesn't always make her shot, but hey, that's why you have Jamie Pangolin. Jamie to Desiree, the JVs had no one inside to match up with this power forward. Leanne out to minute. Not sure what to call that shot, except good. And when you're good, good things happen to you on the basketball court. Just like in so-called real life. More Lady Dolphins. Geraldine Castillo and the Castillos were loving it. Sydney Hines needs all of the rim to get that shot to rattle down. JV's playing their 4th game of the day, and that's why coming out of the losers bracket is so tough. Plus, well, they were gassed. But these girls, they got heart. They play with a passion. Nate Bloss, give her a hand, please. Baskets were at a premium price. MHS led only 10-6 at halftime. Second half, Paulin to Jamie. Takes her a full second to spot Desiree. Oh, there's no one there to stop her. Take off your Zoris and let's enjoy the rest of the game, especially watching Jamie Pangolin, most likely the fastest girl in high school here. Paulin, the backward pass over the head to a wide open Cedric. Oh, that would have made the KSPN top plays of the week if she'd made that. Instead, it was Desiree who paid the price. JV's inbound. The pass to Leanne, wide open. Oh, no, wrong basket. And then she passes the wrong team. Desiree to Jamie to a wide open Paulin. And I think fatigue was setting in on both sides. No explaining this. The impossible. Katrina. It has to count. So it was not impossible. More Katrina. The steal, the drive, the uncontested layup. No, there's no uncontested layups in this game. Katrina stopped again, but it's okay. These are all schoolmates. So when MHS was destined to win it, it was the older girls getting their last hurrah. Janet Casarina getting her last hurrah, the last bucket for the JVs this season. Time runs out. The varsity wins in the lowest high school championship, the KSPN2 Sports to see 19-8. Afterwards, they all come together. MHS successfully defends their girls' high school basketball championship plaque to secure their place in history.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Snorkeling, kayaking, mountain biking, off-roading, go-karting, and great hiking. Choose Mariana's Trekking for great adventure tours. We have the greatest guides who always offer more. And our mascot Emma will guide you on some fun. Mariana's Trekking is great for everyone.
Hi, today's high only 85, the low 77, humidity 66%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, northeast winds 10 to 20, high 86, low 76, seas 5 to 7 feet. Sunrise at 6:46, high tide at 11:12, low tide 4:55, and sunset at 5 past 6.
All right, thank you, Bob, for that weather report.
Certainly welcome.
And so, seeing this nice weather and seeing this, hearing this nice news that there's going to be some island ride.
Yeah, that's a new app that Eats Easy, by the way. That's an app, but it's going to be a food delivery service.
Yeah.
I don't think it's off the ground yet, so this is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about that lightning in that volcano, I've never seen lightning.
I have never seen
out
lightning
of
either.
the ground. I know lightning
so
does.
Scary.
Can go from ground to cloud, but I never saw lightning that strong coming out of the volcano.
It was
like
crazy.
that.
I can't even imagine seeing it in person.
I'm going to research some images on that tonight. Go look at more examples of that. That's really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should definitely check it out. Watch some of the videos.
Wow.
All right, well, thank you for watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.